assignments. I don't know how many days, but I know it's going to be for sure. It's for sure going to be 47 and 48, positively. So, an equation. Have you guys had equations before? No? All right. An equation is like a science scale. You have, you're balancing something. These two sides must be balanced. And this in science, I think, is called the fulcrum. It's the part that balances the two of these. So this is our equal sign. Everything needs to be equal. So if I've got this problem, C plus 7, and it equals 17. I'm sorry, it equals 16. Are these? Yeah, just given a basic fact. All they want you to do on this first section is just say what number this would be to cause it to balance with this 16 pounds. 7 plus what number would be 16? 9. So C would be equal to 9. So that's all you need to put here. Write the basic fact that can be used in solving the equation. So the C is equal to 9. And I'm not going to put, well, normally I'd put C is equal to 9. But we're not going to do that each and every time. And then here, 10 minus what number would give us 3?
That's 11.
11, thank you. 11 minus what number would give us 3? 8. It's an 8. So these are all mental. But then we're going to get into how you actually solve them algebraically in a little bit. This number here, I know 9 and 9 is equal to 18, but this number has to be bigger than 9. It's got to be greater than 9. In other words, it could be a 10. That would be 19. It could be an 11. That would be 20. Any number greater than 9 such that this inequality would be equal to 18, would be greater than 18. So what number could this be?
100.
Well, but let's start with something small. So could it be equal to 4? Could it be equal to 5?
Yes.
Yes. So in other words, all of these answers here would have to be greater than 5. Now this one is an exact number, one number that will make this statement true. Who thinks I know what it is?
7.
7. Who knows what's going to make this true?
0.
0. This one now, these two numbers have to be less than 12. Let's start what makes this equal to 12, which would be 4. 8 plus 4 would be equal to 12. So could my answer be 4?
No.
No, it would have to be less than 4. It could be a 3. That would be 11. It could be a 2. It could be any number less than 4. So what about this one? What would make this, if this were an equal sign, what would make this a 9?
4.
Would it be 18? No, that would be 10. 17? 1 minus 8 is 9.
Oh.
So 17 minus 8 is equal to 9. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But what number could this be that is going to be greater than 9? It would have to be, well, all you need to do is find where it's going to equal that, and then just put it has to be greater than 17. Then what number, the equals are easy. So 13 minus what number is going to give you 8? Is it 5? Yes. 8 minus what will give you 0? 8. What number minus 8 would be less than 6? Again, 5 minus 8?
Wait, 6?
Start with this. Okay. Start with this instead of the inequality. So 18 minus 8 is not 6. In fact, I could go backwards. Add this. If it's subtraction, I can go backwards and add. 6 and 8 is what?
It's 14.
So it's 14. So if I had an equal sign, it would be 14. But this number says this minus this has to be less than 6. So my answer has to be less than what?
14.
Less than 14. No, it could be anything. So you don't just put 1. It could be any number less than 14. Alrighty, so this one is going to be 14. Yeah. So this one, what minus 3 would be 7? Or go backwards, 7 plus what? So, I'm sorry, 7 plus 3 would give you what?
10.
So if this were a 10, 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, but our answer has to be less than 7. So how would I write that one?
9.
Okay, no, look at the 10. Look at the 10. Our number has to be less than 10. You don't say an actual number. We just know it has to be less than 10. For example, I could say in my mind, could it be 9? 9 minus 3 is 6, so that would work. But you just say our number has to be less than 10. Then, all right, on this one, write the related addition or subtraction that could be used in the following. Write the related inequality. I don't think we're there yet. I'm going to skip those. Mateo, focus. Alrighty. Now, these, okay, so I'm going to put an S here. We're going to skip that for now, skip that for now. Then flip it over to here. Alrighty. So these up here, you're going to do just like we just did. Now, I'm going to say, don't worry about any of the inequalities. Just do 1 through 9. So right now, 1 through 9. This is just doing it mentally. Okay. But here's where we need to start with simple numbers as opposed to the ones your book had, because you're going to be getting into, I don't know, this year, you're going to be getting into some, like right now you have x plus 17 equals 101. But you're going to get into some that have 2x plus 34 divided by 2 is equal to 101. And then it gets more complicated. So we have to start with a basic equation. You're going to learn your properties of equality and how to actually solve them algebraically. So we're going to look at, we'll look at this first row. So let's start with the number 19. You're going to write the actual problems. There's no shortcuts today. So I know this has to be a pretty big number for some number plus this to equal 101. Well, what you're going to do is, again, you're going to do the opposite. If this is a plus 17, you're going to subtract 17. And again, it's like a balance scale. If I take 17 pounds off here, I have to do it on the other side. So what I do on this side, I have to do here. So please write this, because this is how you have to show your work. Again, and this is going to help you when you start having these great big equations. You've got to know step by step. So what's 17 minus 17? Is going to be 0. So I can bring my x closer and have everything lined up. That equal sign needs to come straight down. And then you can go ahead and subtract. And that's going to be, I think, does anybody know what this is in their head? 17 plus what will get me to 100?
84.
It's going to be 84. Good job. Because 83 will get me to 100, and one more is 84. So that is your answer, 84. And I should put x is equal to 84, but I'm not going to. And those answers should be here if I did everything right, and I don't see it. Why not? Oh, it's right up here. Okay. Alrighty. And then, again, even though some of these can be done mentally, I'm going to be looking at the work to see that you're doing it algebraically, because I could have given you the decimal ones where there's no way you can guess on those decimal, and you would have to do this. But I wanted you to work with the simpler numbers today. So the first step is to isolate the v, get it all by itself. So I have to get rid of this positive 24. What's the opposite of a plus 24? Is a minus 24 or a negative 24. We're going to be getting into integers next week. And so the only thing that's left, we've isolated the v, and it's when I subtract. Does anybody know what that is in their head? Is it 56 or 46?
56.
People.
46.
46. And again, if you want to check that real fast, because I subtracted, I can add these two to make sure it comes to this. And that would be 10, carry 1, that's going to be 7. It is 46. And I don't have a clue where that is. It's right here. All right. So go ahead and put your answer. And I think, all right. Let's go down to, I don't know if I was going to do the subtraction today. It's not that difficult. Yeah, we'll do some subtraction. So, oh, let's do this one first. The 21 is n minus 39 is equal to 47. Okay, so this time it's going to be some bigger number. Minus 39 is 47. I want to isolate the n, get it all by itself. Just come on in and get your stuff, sweetie. And then I want to get rid of this minus 39. What's the opposite of a minus 39?
Plus.
Is a plus 39. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. Okay. And so plus 39 minus 39 cancels off. And I've just got my n. And again, this cannot be done mentally. You have to show the algebraic steps. And so this is going to be 16. And the n is equal to 86. We'll do one more row, and then I'm probably going to give you the assignment. I put these, I had no rhyme or reason where I put these mixed up answers, but I don't have time to look for it now. It should be there, but I don't see it. Let me see if any of these are difficult. All right. So let's see. We'll do the 22 is t minus 20 equals 35. I want to get rid of, sir, Mateo, put it away, please. I want to get the t all by itself. So how can I get rid of a minus 20? Mateo, how could I get rid of a minus 20? What's going to make that come to 0? What's that? I'm going to add a 20. And on this side, I'm going to add a 20. So I'm going to tell you, you need to be shown the steps. If there's only answers, your paper will be a 0. You have to go through this process. Again, we're getting to bigger equations. So 20 minus 20 is 0, and you don't need to write 0. And this comes to 55. And it looks like the 55 is right here. What's that? I couldn't hear you.
What's number?
This is number 22. And let me see if there is any that are. Yes. Oh, no, that's okay. No problem.
Please forgive me. I have to get this turned in.
Okay.
A while back, I did set up one of these in your box.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't receive it back, so I wrote up another one.
You're so, see, I don't remember seeing this all filled out.
Yeah, I think I just gave you the blank page.
And I didn't
so that
need to
you
do
could, yeah, so you could.
Okay, so let me sign it.
You decide what hours to commit, but I just went on ahead and broke it down by 5 years.
Thank you.
Easy peasy.
You're so good. Thank you so much for keeping after me. And do I put today's date?
Yeah, that's fine.
10/25, 2022. Okay, awesome.
And then I'll place a copy of this in your mailbox.
You're so great. Thank you.
I apologize for the
No, that's all right. Okay, so on this one, number 23. What's that? I don't know where the 86 is, but yeah, I couldn't find that one. So 86. Hold on a second. Do you know what? Let me go back to that 21. I think when I'm going back, let me double check it. So we added 29, 39, we added 39, so that's 16. I'm getting 86. Yeah. And if it's not there, I just miss putting it. But the rest of them should be there. So this one is 26 plus G is equal to 73. All right, then. So if it doesn't have a sign, you assume it's a positive. What's the opposite of a positive? A negative. So you're going to put a negative, which is the same thing as a minus in this case. So I always have to see this equality step right here. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So 26 minus 26 cancels out. And you've got G is equal to whatever that is. And that's going to be, so that's going to be 4, 5, 7, 47. I hope. And there it is right there. Alrighty, and then let's look at we're only going to do a couple more because these are really easy. All right, so today it's going to be easy peasy. We'll finish up this row 24, which is 17 plus y is equal to 94. So I want to get the y all by itself. Who knows how I can get rid of that 17? Gabriel, do you know how I can get rid of the 17? I want to get rid of it. Yeah, it's a positive. So opposite is a negative, which in this case is a subtraction. What I do to one side, I do to the other. And then I draw my line to show what's left. 17 minus 17, zero's out. Do not put 0 here, just leave it like that. And what's left is my y is equal to whatever I get when I subtract this. And if it becomes a big mess, you know, rewrite it. So that's 7. And that is 77.
I don't see it.
Well, you know, I am going to, I know that's the right answer. I don't know what let's do page 45. Hold on a second. So, in fact, here is 86 and here is 77. So those answers are right, and I just missed putting them. So sorry. But those are correct. All right, so this is 77. You don't have to do any inequalities today because I want to go over those more tomorrow. I think what we're going to do, what time do we get out of here? At around 30. Okay. So I think we're going to go down to about, okay, so we did you're going to do these up here, getting, no, 1 through 9 on the top. Okay. This is just mental. This one is mental. There's no work to show on those. But then setting up the equations, I'm not going to give you that many. We'll try to get through those. And how about these right here? Can you see them? All right. So 31 through 39. Yeah, it is not. These are mental, and these are only 9 additional equations. So at this time, girls and boys, there's nothing else you need to do. You can begin, and then anything you didn't finish from Friday, you can be working on that right after. And that is